right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
That's right, baby. Just like Ryan said, probably going to be in trouble for leaving that in. But either way, we are back. Back on a Saturday. Not just any Saturday, Ryan. It's about to be the day after tomorrow. You know what I mean by that?
Yes, I do.
Yes, for disaster movie fans, it's about to be like that, I guess, all across the country, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking snowmageddon. Here we come. Especially with these freezing temperatures. Today it was -5 at one point where I'm at.
I'm no meteorologist, but that sounds cold.
Yeah.
So what about you, Eric? How's stuff going on in California?
No
What's
way.
wrong, man? You seem kind of quiet today. Hey, Eric. Wait, that's not Eric LeBron. That's Velox Spear from the Ox Crew. Yeah, Eric won't be able to join us, at least for the early part of the show. We hope he can make it later on. He's got some home improvement stuff going on. But we do have one of the homies to hang out with us, and not Velox Spear. We have 2025.
There it is. First one.
2025 Hedgie winner, Curtis Ackerman. What's up, Curtis?
How's it going?
It's going, man. If I could, figure out what's going on with my camera and just keep it, it's, it will require me to read the directions to really know exactly how to everything works. And the directions are not long. I think I probably have to go to a website now because they don't even include full directions anymore with tech.
I'd wait for the movie to come out.
Yeah. I read one thing that said if I hold up my finger, it's supposed to move. It's supposed to zoom in and out. And then sometimes that works. And sometimes it doesn't. So right now it's not doing it. But how are you, Curtis?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Nate Strong just wanted to say how surprised he is to see you.
I'm pretty shocked myself.
Yeah.
My agent called me. He said, "Hey, I know your schedule's tight. Would you be able to make Saturday Night Live this week?" I'm like, let me move some things around, see what I could do. But we made it work.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, man. So that's what we do at the beginning of every SDL now is we talk about the weather because that's super riveting. So we've got this big winter storm coming. How are things looking in Missouri?
Yeah, we've got a couple inches so far. We're supposed to get another 16. So yeah, but we've been inside, staying cozy, eating homemade chili, having hot cocoa, sitting by the fireplace. So
that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's been good.
I was just going to ask, do you guys have any either traditions or things you like to do whenever you have like a quote unquote like snow day or anything like that? Anything like that?
I usually spend some time customizing, and Darla spends some time playing World of Warcraft. So we just hang out in the living room and I create while she plays. So
nice. Yeah. No judgment there, right?
She said until she gets kicked off because I'm using her computer now for this.
I'm sorry, Darla.
She had stopped playing though before, so don't let her fool you.
All right, cool. What about you, Rhino? What about you have a big snowstorm? What are you doing in the Gonzalez household?
Usually we just hang out on the couch and watch horror movies all day. Not like cool. Global crises. No, what is the word looking for? The weather
disaster movies?
Yes, not those. Typically where a lot of people get slashed and hacked and stuff like that.
Any favorites?
Let me get back to you on that one.
How about any on the slate for later today, or you'll figure that one out later on?
Probably figure that one out later on because I have been binge watching Jack Ryan.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, just waiting for the good shit to come out. DC stuff. Just saying.
Yeah, because if it's not DC, it sucks, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Fanboy over here.
Scottish, it's crap.
over here in the Hedgehog household, it's supposed to snow all day tomorrow, Sunday. So I'm sure I'll take the ice troll out and get some ice troll photos and some of the snow. Maybe Arctic Knock Knock maybe might come out. I've taken him out for one of the first snows of the year. That was pretty cool. That worked out pretty well.
Very cool.
Yeah. One thing we definitely need to talk about later on. We got the Masters of the Universe teaser and trailer this week. I'm very excited about that. So much so that I would say that when the trailer came out, I said, this is the most momentous day in my MOTU fandom since the 1980s. Since the 1980s. What do you think about that?
I could see that.
Meanwhile, I was talking with Rhino briefly before we started. Ryan is sort of more of like on the surface level of MOTU. Is that a fair way to say it, Ryan?
Yes, since I was born in '88, and I forget when He-Man first came out.
Like 82.
Yeah, so I wasn't even born yet. Well, I was just an afterthought at that point, but I watched the trailer and I gotta say, it looks fucking great. I'm here.
You could even say that Masters of the Universe is back.
You could say that. You could say that. Well, I guess let's start there since we already started there. I'm very excited about it. And sort of when I think about any type of movie or show or anything like that about a property that's sort of already been around, I'm pretty liberal with sort of how I try to think about it going in, because I'm like, listen, I don't care what you do. You can change the story a little bit, change characters, add new characters. It just has to be good. Like, it just has to be good. I will say with the MOTU thing, MOTU is one of those, I kind of almost hate the word property now, but it's one of those properties where I am sort of hoping for, not just callbacks, but representations of the characters that I remember from like a cartoon or the mini comic or the figures, something like that. And one of the reasons why I feel a little bit more like that with MOTU than anything else is, with this movie that's coming out this year, I've had a feeling for a long time that, this might be our only shot. For years and years and years and years and years, how many rumors have we heard about a Masters of the Universe movie coming out, that it's in development?
It became a running joke in the community, really. Like, every time that they would tease it, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. And even people would say, once we see a trailer, then it's real. Until we see a trailer, it's not happening. Even with this one, like with the casting and everything, like we've had casting before. It's like, until there's a trailer and a release date, not believing it. So
that's the thing. That's why it sort of felt like this might be our only shot. So, well, here, let's see.
I played the whole thing last night on Offworld and we didn't get kicked off. Now, I did stop it several times in between, but
I don't think you should. I mean, like, listen, there's a lot of things I think that aren't accurate, but I would think that you wouldn't get in trouble for showing a trailer, which is a piece of promo.
They want to promote it anyway. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's see what we got here. So we'll start with the teaser here. Here we go.
Not long ago, when times were simpler, this was a healthy breakfast. This was a powerful workout. And this was a hero. Perhaps now more than ever, we need that kind of hero again.
So there we go. So that's the first thing we got, which was just the teaser. So it's like the trailer before the trailer. Like Cartman used to say, an appetizer. It's what you eat before you eat to make you more hungry.
There you go.
So, Curtis, what were your initial reactions to the teaser?
So I was on with Bill on Thursday, and he said that he doesn't get the teaser. Like, just why just drop the trailer? It's a day. Just drop the trailer. I love the teaser. I thought the teaser, because like that stuff with the breakfast cereal and all that kind of stuff and the theme song, like you're not going to get that in the trailer. Like this is kind of like hitting you in the nostalgic bug. It's like, hey, by the way, remember this thing? We'll be prepared because tomorrow shit gets real. And so I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
I thought the same thing, and I heard Bill say that too, and I was like, I definitely felt a little bit different. We got a $4.99 super chat from the master of the charts, Brian Brink. Hey guys, just here in Delaware waiting for Armageddon. Haha. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for checking in, and super thanks for the super chat. Hopefully you don't get crushed too bad down there, man. I loved the teaser. I loved getting the teaser beforehand, and I love that the teaser was like constructed differently than just a regular trailer because of exactly what you're saying there. Like it opens with stuff that's not the movie. It's sort of like setting your expectations that here we are going to have a bunch of nostalgic callbacks, and we're not like, this is it. We're playing on the nostalgia. That's part of what we're doing here. And as MOTU fans, that's what we want, right? Like, go ahead. Tell me that they're just going to be callbacks to the 80s. Show me the cereal and everything. And then to go so far as to put a clip of the cartoon in the teaser with the music. I don't remember a movie doing that before. Like, I think that's really cool. And then
Ryan's like, I don't remember the cartoon, so I don't know.
There was a cartoon.
I'm familiar enough with the cartoon.
There we go. And then, wait, which is the one I wanted? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Hold on. There we go. All right. And now here is the trailer. Bear with me.
Was that you, Eric, and Ryan in the beginning? That's cool.
Yes.
Bedtime stories, talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real. Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's
this obsession with nerd stuff and sword things. It's not a good look for human resources.
That bitch.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry. The sword's mine.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
What am I supposed to do? Take the sword and protect them.
I have the power!
Woohoo!
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
baby! I guess you can tell what I think. So
You're liking it?
I'm even more blown away than the first time I saw it. I am really, really, really look at this. So Brett's like, that was a big old pile of meh. Agree to disagree, my friend. Agree to disagree.
Oh, Brett.
Well,
I
that's
think
okay.
it looks
It's okay.
amazing. It's not okay. Everyone has to share my opinion.
Brett's playing the role of get off my lawn. So,
And then Casper, here's Casper here. Casper was committed to hating this thing.
yeah.
It
He
was
said he
like-
wasn't going to watch it regardless. So it didn't
Mhm.
matter what the trailer looked like.
Yeah. You can't. Oh, well, Brett's just not into MOTU. I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little after his time. Unlike
So-
Ryan, if they were doing a movie about the pet rock right now, Brett would be all in.
So the statements of Curtis Ackerman do not necessarily reflect the thoughts and views of Saturday Day Live. Yeah, if Brett was like, well, maybe if it was all just Skeletor and nothing but skeletons, maybe then it would be cool. I know one of Casper's issues, and this is probably the most popular, not most popular, I guess the one criticism that I've heard sort of the most is like confirmation, which we already knew from like some of like the photos and stuff like that, that a segment of the movie happens on Earth.
I think his biggest one is just he's not like the callbacks that we see in there that you and I like is from Filmation, and he's not a Filmation guy. Like he's a mini comic guy, so he wants like Conan type He-Man, like Alcala. Like he doesn't want, the campiness and that kind of stuff. So
that's cool. I mean, that is cool. And again, as a toy fan, I do love the mini comics. Brother, they were never making a movie out of the mini comics. Like
Right.
most, even MOTU fans probably couldn't tell you most of what they've seen from the mini comics. Like there's a few here maybe that they could like kind of remember.
There's a vocal minority of fans that really swear by the mini comics, but that's not the majority of MOTU fans.
And not saying the mini comics are not cool and that I don't
they
think
are.
they're cool.
Yeah.
I think they're awesome. I dig it. If they did make a movie out of the mini comics, I would be in. I would be super in. And again, if you ask me, and you didn't, but I'll say it anyway. If the makers of the film, Travis Knight, had asked me, if I'm saying his name right, should we have a part on Earth, I would have said no. I would have said skip the Earth. You can just go right to Eternia. The whole movie can be on Eternia. So no, I probably would have skipped the Earth part. And my personal second criticism, which is not really a criticism, it's just sort of here's what I want to see. I hope that I still do. Is Roboto is my favorite character, like my favorite toy design, I would say, from MOTU. And although there's been like a million different Roboto designs throughout the years, I gotta see the gears. I have to see the gears. And I'm hoping at least that at some point we'll see the gears, because in the trailer, you don't really. Here it is. There we go. So here's the crew.
I wouldn't be surprised if that like chest plate at some point comes off and you see the gears inside.
Yeah, there's got to be some type of scene where that comes off and you sort of see the gears.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would have said is that I don't know, and I'm, again, certainly no expert in it. There were times where the CGI, and it's obvious that a lot of this movie is going to be CGI when you're on Eternia, looked, there's that weird thing. What's the line between CGI and animation? Like, are they the same thing? Where it veers more towards animation than CGI to me. And part of that I would probably chalk up to, like, I know there's been screenings and stuff, but I've heard a lot of movies, Marvel movies included, that they sort of keep working on it, keep touching it up until like it comes out. This movie doesn't come out for almost 6 months. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some tweaks between now and then.
All right. So before we continue with the really old people talking about it, Ryan, as a guy who's like sort of not like a deep, crazy MOTU nerd, but just sort of like looking at it from a different perspective, what were your thoughts on seeing the trailer?
So I'm still familiar with most of the characters. Like when you get the little tease there with Trapjaw I believe it was Spikor, like all of that stuff, and you get to see that. The only thing that going back to what you guys were talking about, I just wish you could actually hear what Skeletor is going to sound like.
Mhm.
That's really the only thing I wish they would have added, because I'm curious as to what direction he's going to go with that.
Yeah, I think they're
easily.
The first time I'm watching the trailer, I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, I want to hear him talk. I want to hear him talk. And they ended it without him talking. That's because that'll be the second or third trailer. Probably the second one is my guess, is that then you'll hear his voice for the first time. And I'm expecting some type of modulation, some type of effect on Jared Leto's voice. Although I don't think it's going to be like, I think you'll still be able to tell that it's Jared Leto doing a voice, because why else would they be hiring Jared Leto? Because you're not really seeing a whole lot of Jared Leto in the movie, it looks like.
Yeah.
I do agree with you on the CGI though. In certain places it doesn't mesh that well.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they still have time. Hopefully they'll go in and redo that shit.
So
I thought it looked amazing. I try to go into pretty much all movies, especially ones that I really want to enjoy. I try to go in with super low expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard with this because it looks so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also, to me, for movies that I already want to see, once I decide I want to see a movie, like I'll stop watching the trailers. I don't want to see more. Like I've already decided I want to see it. I'm going to go see it. I don't need to see more. With Masters of the Universe, I'm not going to be able to help myself. I'll watch every single trailer they put out. I'm going to watch it probably 50 times. So Kevin makes a really good point here. He says that Battle Cat is obviously not CGI. Where did they find a big green tiger?
They had to search high and wide. Yeah. They found one though.
And I'm not super experienced at doing like these break. I don't have like the little circle controller or whatever to scrub through the footage. I have seen a couple that are pretty good though, and people have seen some really cool callbacks. Like the one scene when there's a bunch of like Eternia soldiers are coming, they're holding like that axe that is used, I guess, a bunch of times in MOTU, including as part of the Castle Grayskull battle pack or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how freaking cool is that?
Yeah. Mark Thomas of Saturday Morning Toy Collector, he's got a 20-minute review up where he kind of breaks it down, and it's a really good one. And he goes into a lot of detail of stuff in the background and things like that. So if somebody's looking for one, I would highly recommend that. But yeah, there's a ton of little things in here. Like even like in that store that he's in, there's like a box for Big Jim in the background, which a lot of the Big Jim toys got repurposed by Mattel into Masters stuff. Like Battle Cat. Battle Cat was actually a tiger in the Big Jim line.
In that box, I think.
Yeah. So
there it is right here.
Yeah. So a lot of cool stuff there. One of the things that I think is, when I saw Guardians for the first time, I thought, man, if they did a He-Man movie in this style, it'd be so fucking cool. And then I saw Thor Ragnarok, and I'm like, dude, like the way that they showed Asgard, I'm like, this would be cool. And that's what I get when I watch this, like that whole bridge and the big, overview of the palace and stuff. I'm like, dude, the cinematic wise, it looks like a Thor movie or something. I'm like, they really spent money on this. This isn't, they went cheap and, they went all in. So I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's a lot of ways it could sort of go wrong. And it's kind of like, a lot of people I think have looked at the trailer and said, they're getting like Guardians of the Galaxy vibes. And I think that's probably a fair way to look at it and a fair expectation to have. And because Guardians of the Galaxy was so successful, then every producer, every bigwig producer is going to say, make it more like Guardians of the Galaxy, do more Guardians of the Galaxy jokes, which doesn't sound good when you say it. But I think for Masters of the Universe, it might work a little bit. If that's the worst thing that happens in this movie, I think I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I am too. I think it totally works. And I saw a comment, from Rick, because you were talking about the being on Earth, and he said something about it's cheaper by being on Earth. We were talking about it last night on Offworld, and Alan Hopp's Fine Jungle Figure Factory brought up a lot of the stuff that you see on Earth, like you look at like that Beast Man jumping from car to car, they're still doing CGI on that stuff too. So being on Earth is not really saving them a ton of money. Now, if whoever was writing this felt like that was an important part to have in there, as long as it's a good story, I don't care if part of it's on Earth. If they do the whole thing on Earth, I'd be a little irritated. And if the story is not good, I would be very irritated. But yeah, it's not a deal breaker for me.
No. And like I said, I would not have, if I could have picked everything, I would have just skipped Earth altogether. I agree with you, though. While the story is that for the 87 movie, which Ryan wouldn't know about because it happened before he was born, the 87 movie, the story is that the main reason why they did so much on Earth was because that the production of that movie was a shit show and they never had enough money for anything they were doing. I agree. It doesn't appear that that's the reason here. I would think that the real reason is, again, that yes, a producer somewhere said, we want not just MOTU fans. Like, yes, that's our core audience. Without them, we have nothing. But to really make a lot of money, we need to bring in more than just the Masters of the Universe hardcore audience. And how do you pull them in? You give them an avatar by starting him out on Earth. Yeah. Now, if you were going to do that, I kind of don't hate the way it looks like they're doing it. Again, part of that is I hope that it's not too much. Like, I'm hoping for like a quarter of the movie at most. I'm hoping, and if they're going to be on Earth, if they're going to be peppering the Earth scenes with all kinds of Easter eggs, like the Big Jim stuff, even like when he's sitting in his room and he's got all the stuff like on behind him on the wall. Is that behind here? I think no, it must be over here. Don't worry, I won't spend too much time looking for the stuff. Yeah, well, point being, if while he's on Earth you're going to be getting a ton of Easter eggs for all kinds of past MOTU lore, a lot of the toy stuff, then I think that's sort of the way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I think, I mean, in addition to spending most of the time on Earth in the 87 movie, the other thing that I think went wrong there is that they were towards the end of that toy line, and they were trying to revamp the toys, right? And so they put out characters that we had never seen before in order to try to sell more toys. And as kids, we went and watched that and we were like, who the fuck are these people? I don't see that here. Like, this is all like all the characters that you're seeing are people that you recognize. You're like, oh, that's this person, and it's not just like 2 or 3. There's a lot of characters in this. So yeah, I think hitting all the stuff that we know and not trying to throw out a bunch of new stuff just to sell toys is going to make this a little bit better, if not a lot better than the 87.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when people were doing those breakdowns, you're seeing like Ryan mentioned Spike War. You have a lot of the core people in there, like Ram Man, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Tila. But you're getting like all kinds of crazy characters, like the Mechanic, the just
Goat Man, Pig Boy.
Yeah, like you're going to be getting all kinds of classics callbacks. Ryan, did you have something? Sorry, man.
I was going to say, I did watch the 87 movie. Not all of it because Amber was just very upset and turned the movie off. But I tried to watch it.
Why was she upset?
Because it was just really bad.
It's not what we wanted, that's for sure.
No. And the funny thing is, now years later, I think time has been kind to the 87 movie, for being sort of what it was. Like,
Yeah, it is what it is.
For years, I didn't care for the movie at all, because I'm like, there's not anything that we wanted. There was nothing that we wanted. But looking back now, for being as silly as it was, for some of the character designs that came out of it, most of them having to do with Skeletor, the ones that I liked. Frank Langella doing
He did great,
Skeletor, like all that stuff is awesome.
So the whenever people start defending the 87 movie, I've got a clip on my phone from one of the documentaries that they did, where they're talking to William Stout, because it just infuriates me, where Mattel had went to him and basically said, like, they were complaining that the costumes didn't look like the toys, and they're like, it's got to look like the toys. And he basically says, no, it doesn't, because the toys look ridiculous. And that's the dude that was making the movie, right? And when you shit on the source material like that, you can't expect that you're going to put something out that people are going to like, right? And that's not the case here. Like, the guy that's making this movie is a MOTU fan, and he is putting stuff out there that he would want to see. And I think that makes a huge difference when a person is a fan of the source material.
Do you think it's funny that, growing up in the 80s, which the greatest decade, to the extent it means something to start at the beginning of a numerical, 10 spot, the greatest decade for like toy properties, cartoons, all this stuff, all the new different stories and characters that we were getting during that time frame. The one thing there's not a lot of are great movies where you had this incredible property, and somehow they were able to put together a movie that like everybody loved at the time. You know, Masters of the Universe is probably the biggest quote unquote fail. The other two big ones are both movies that I love, but at the time were wildly divisive and probably still are. The G.I. Joe movie and the Transformers movie.
And I think the Transformers especially, and revisionist history, like, people talk about that movie like it's amazing now. But at the time, like, dude, kids were pissed, because the problem is, just like with the MOTU movie, the toy company came in and wanted to sell new toys. Like, we've already sold them Optimus and Megatron and Starscream and all this kind of stuff. So they're like, we're going to kill all those folks off, and we're going to bring in a bunch of new people, so you have to buy new toys. And then it was like, no, that's not what we want. Like, you can add some new toys, but don't kill off the people that we love, right?
What's funny, though, is that I don't think I'm being revisionist here. For a long time, in the years pre-internet, I didn't realize people didn't like that movie.
Really?
Because what I remember my first reaction being, and I remember talking to my friends about it, which is funny, because some of my friends now, like one of my friends in particular, said that his mom took him to go see the movie and he cried when he saw it in the theater. What I remember is being like, holy shit, I love that movie. There's finally stakes. Because I remember in the 80s, one of the biggest things we always complained about was that the cartoons were never as hardcore enough as we wanted them to be. Like, every time a plane explodes, you see a parachute in the background. And then Transformers the movie starts and characters are actually getting killed. Like,
I never cared about stakes. Stakes wasn't for me. I'm not a stakes guy. I just want to see what I like. And you can show it to me over and over again. I don't need stakes. The only steak I need is on the grill. So.
That is 100% how I felt, man. I was like, oh my God, the characters are actually getting killed. This is amazing. I was like, I don't know. I loved it, but maybe I was alone in that. But the same thing with the G.I. Joe movie is that people, a lot of G.I. Joe fans hated Cobra La. Here we go. What do we got here?
This is I think Dave was asking about Pig Boy. He said, is it from the Sun franchise that Mattel bought? No. Pig Boy was actually in the 87 movie, and it was this kid, Richard Sponder or something, that he won a contest from Mattel. And the contest was, you got to be in the movie. And so they made him a character. So Pig Boy in this movie is a callback to the pig boy from the 87 movie. So, but how cool would that have been? Like if you won that contest and they're like, you get to be in the movie.
Dude, Mattel wasn't messing around with the contest back then. Because remember the Fearless Photog thing?
Yeah.
Where
it becomes a character. Yeah.
Yeah, they ran another contest where you could create a character and they would put it out in the line. Now, and they really ran the contest and they had finalists and they had a winner. And if I have it right, there was a couple of different components of the prize, one of which was a monetary, like you won some money, I think. And then the other part of it, or at least the biggest part of it, was that your character would become a figure in the line. That didn't happen at the time because the line ended, but then Masters of the Universe Classics made it right and made Fearless Photog.
Yep.
So I was pumped about
Call
that.
out to the Horsemen. They sculpted that character.
Yes, thank you, Four Horsemen. Jay says, I love Cobra La. I also love Cobra La. The first time I saw the movie, I didn't know what the hell I was watching. But it was literally just the first time. Because then after that, I grew to freaking love that movie. And then you would basically see it. They would run it as they would split it into 5 parts and show it in the afternoons, after school. And whenever it would be that week when they would show the movie on TV back in the 80s, I would be so excited to turn on the TV at 3:00 or whenever it was. And dun, 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 dun. So
I think there's a difference though nowadays when this stuff happens, because like you have people making these movies that grew up with this stuff and love it, right? It's not a movie executive or a toy executive that's has some sort of agenda, right? Like it's just people that love this stuff and want to put out a good movie, and you can tell it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Brian says when Burgess Meredith is the voice, you are off to a good start. That's right. Burgess Meredith is Globulus in G.I. Joe the movie, and fans of Clash of the Titans will remember his voice from Clash of the Titans. Yeah. Brian says the intro for the G.I. Joe cartoon movie was one of the best 2 minutes of cartoon ever made. 1000% agree. Going back. Kev, if you're going to Kev Box Toys, closed for the weekend for the storm, guys. So
there, well, look at the camera. It totally zoomed out, man. You got a big zoom out on that one.
Yeah, that's all right.
One thing we haven't talked about on the trailer, pretty hot topic right now. No nipples on Skeletor.
I have heard that. Jeremy DeWitt mentioned that I mean, I didn't notice it myself, but I don't know why. Why not just have nipples? Or the toy, you can't really see the nipples, right? Because the
toy you can definitely see the nipples. Now, Filmation, you couldn't see the nipples.
That's
so
what
maybe they're going for more of a Filmation look, but the toy definitely had nipples. So
well, that's another criticism or complaint people have. What do you think about this? Is Ozempic, He-Man, and Skeletor? Thoughts?
Wow.
Listen, I've heard this and I've seen Kevin throwing out his smart ass comments and stuff over here. Half the people that I see complaining about that could never dream of having the physique this guy has. All right. So just
talking about?
Calm the fuck down. Okay. Just calm down a little bit. He's not a muscle bound bodybuilder type. But as long as his acting is good, that's all I care about. Like, I don't need him. Now, would I have preferred like Chris Hemsworth in that role? Yeah, absolutely. I think he would have been perfect. But
Chris Hemsworth is obviously He-Man. Like he just is He-Man. The problem is this movie's already half Thor. You know what I mean? Like he starts off on Earth, blah, 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 has a cute girlfriend that takes him, blah, 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 over here. And then he goes to the other, goes to the Rainbow Road or whatever it is. And goes to the other planets. His best friend is Idris Elba. Like, what the hell? Like, so there's a lot that's already Thor. So I like the idea of, I guess picking like an unknown actor. He kind of has from the only thing I know about this actor is just this teaser and trailer. I've never seen him in, or at least if I have seen him in other places, I don't recall it. He does seem to have sort of like that aw shucks type of thing going on. Hemsworth isn't really Adam anymore.
It depends on what It depends on what version that you're talking about. Like the Filmation and the vintage toy Adam was the same as He-Man. Like he's the same build, same height, same age, everything. Now, if you go to like 2000X, then they start going with the scrawnier Adam that becomes the He-Man, and same thing with like the Kevin Smith movie or shows. They went with the smaller Adam. They, you know, but if you go back to the original, you go back to the vintage toy and the Filmation, you know, Adam's as big as He-Man and as old as He-Man all day long. So
that was one of the funniest things about the cartoon is that this is obviously the same guy. Okay, it's literally the same guy. He just took off his shirt.
Yep,
same guy.
Well, he's got a little bit more of a tan as He-Man. I think it's the sword, the electricity coming down. Like,
I was going to say when the lightning comes down, it
yeah.
You know. 80s Adam hit the gym hard, but
for sure. What was funny is like Adam was just as jacked as He-Man, and they would still act like he was just lazy, you know, like
yeah. Like, is there another? They definitely seem to be going for a younger, inexperienced Adam, which I think makes more sense in framing the plot as a puberty rite of passage story. I don't disagree with any of that, but is there another Adam? Like even in the cartoon where Adam looks the same, he still acts like a kid, even though he's clearly 28 years old.
Yeah,
in the cartoon. Like,
well, I think some people thought that this might be, you know, before seeing the trailer and stuff, that this might be some sort of continuation from what we knew as kids. But it, you know, it says in the trailer something like see how he becomes He-Man. So I feel like this, what we're going to see in this movie is him being He-Man for the first time. Like this isn't like, you know, he was He-Man and then he stopped for a while and now he's coming back. Like I think this is like the beginning. So yeah, I do believe they're going for like a younger kind of inexperienced, which, you know, if this does become something and they get several movies out of this, having a younger actor that can do a few of them makes sense. So.
I got to be honest with you, and this is going to sound really dumb. I hadn't even really considered that possibility yet.
Really?
Like, I'm still just focused on like the starting gate here and just wanting to like not really what I want is I just want this movie to be good. I just
here's where I'm coming from with that. Like my other big fandom that I had that I was hoping for a movie for was World of Warcraft. That's where I met Darla. We played for years. When they did the Warcraft movie, I was kind of hoping that was going to, because there's so much lore in that world. There's so many great stories that I was hoping that was going to expand into several movies and stuff. And I really wish that, because like you said, you're going to have to get some people there that aren't necessarily He-Man fans. Same thing with the Warcraft. You needed to get people in those seats that aren't World of Warcraft fans. And I don't think they did a good job of that because they put out kind of like their earliest story of that franchise rather than putting out their best story, right? Like rather than putting out the best characters, best story and try to put your best foot forward and then see what happens. They tried to kind of start at the beginning and it wasn't good enough to draw people to the theater. And so therefore we never probably will ever get another movie. And that sucks. So I'm hoping with this, they set it up to where people want more of this and we do get more movies.
What is your opinion of the World of Warcraft movie just as a movie?
I like it. I think that the visuals are really good. Like probably some of the best orcs that we've ever seen in live action, if not the best orcs we've seen in live action. The plot of the movie, the story of the movie isn't the greatest, but visually it looks amazing. The music is awesome too. The soundtrack is great. So
I saw like a chunk of, and I've never played World of Warcraft, so I'm not super experienced with it. Obviously I know of it because it was so huge, you know, certainly at one point. What's up, G? What's up, G? Actually, did we do G's already? We'll do it again if we did.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
What's up, G? I haven't forgotten about those. Yeah, but I did see like one slice of the movie, like a 15-20 minute slice. Just I happened to. Does it feel like Parks and Rec a little bit? No. I saw a slice.
It makes it feel very dramatic, like you're going to say something super important.
No, all I'm going to say is I saw part of it one time and I thought it was cool. Literally all I was going to say about the World of Warcraft movie. So, yeah, I don't know. I could sit here and talk about the MOTU movie all day. I'm very excited about it. For people that really didn't like what they saw in the trailer, that sucks. Only because I'd rather people like stuff than not like it. But I do hope that enough people that it catches a spark. Really, I would love for this thing to be big enough where we do get more. You know what I mean? And I guess that's what it's going to take. It's going to have to be a hit for people to approve the kind of money. And I saw Brett had asked earlier, like, is this the crowdfunded one or is this a real one? No, this is a real one. This is like, I don't know how much money they spend on movies now, but if it's 100 million, whatever it is, it looks like that's what this movie is as far as the budget goes. Although I am a backer of the crowdfund movie too, so I'll be excited for that. Whenever that goes.
There's, back in the 2000X days, there was a little comic series called Icons of Evil that was done by Robert Kirkman, who did Walking Dead. And it's some of the best MOTU writing around. And it basically gives you the origin story of several characters, including like Trapjaw. The Trapjaw one is probably the best one. And side note, Nate Barch worked on the cover for that Icons of Evil Trapjaw episode or issue.
That's cool.
But I think if you looked at those Icons of Evil comic books, the origin stories of these characters, each one of those could be a movie. Like, just by itself. Like, you could have a whole movie just on how Kronos became Trapjaw, or Kronos became Trapjaw. Like, that would be one movie, and I think it would be excellent. But this has to do well first before you get stuff like that.
Well, that's the other thing too, because there aren't really Masters of the Universe is more of a universe.
Oh yeah, there's
a collection of stories
and hundreds of characters that are unique and have cool backstories and everything.
Like, if they're gonna make movies or a series of movies, or if it then like it's successful, so they decide to make a show out of it, whatever it is, you could pull like stories from like the mini comics, I guess, or I feel like you could reference more stories from the cartoon than actually doing stories. Like, this isn't the kind of thing where you have like it came out as a movie and had a story. It has a collection of characters and we know how they relate to each other. You kind of need new stories. Most of like a lot of the backstory and stuff like comes from like MOTU classics, right? Like, that's where like a lot of the deep lore came from as to where characters came from. So I wonder how people would react to that too.
Yeah. Classics, 2000X, the comic books, like there's the mini comics. I mean, there's so much lore with Masters of the Universe. Like, if people got interested in this property, it could really turn into like an MCU type thing. Like, there is enough backstory there that you could make several movies out of this, but it depends on if people are interested in the first one. So
maybe Roboto gets his own movie. Hopefully.
There you go.
I did want to address Nate's comment here, where he says, every time that Zoom happens, you should give us all a sexy come hither look, Jonathan. The question was going to be, how do I turn it off?
It's the only look he's got.
All right. Yeah. And I do think I don't imagine they're saving a lot of their big ammunition for anything. Like, I'm assuming that we're emptying the clip on this one. So Orko's not in the initial trailer. I assume that means he shows up in a later trailer. You can't do a MOTU movie without having Orko.
Well, and like you said, that we don't hear Skeletor. They talk about talking tigers, but we don't get Cringer talking. Yeah. We don't really see Ram Man. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we don't see in this. So yeah, I would imagine there's going to be a few more trailers to really get people buzzed.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Somebody had asked earlier about Dolph Lundgren if we thought he would make it in this. If they don't, that's just a shame.
Yes. Put Dolph in it. I agree. You got to get Dolph in there somehow.
I thought he would have been an excellent King Randor, but they cast somebody else for that role. But that would have been perfect for him. Like, if the guy that was He-Man is now Randor, that would have been so good.
That would have been cool. It would have been cool for that reason. he doesn't strike me as a King Randor. But
when he did that, what was it? I think it was the first Aquaman movie or the second, when he played that character in the Aquaman movie, whichever one it was. He looked like King Randor. The way that they made him up for that movie, he looked like King Randor.
You know, I've never actually sat and watched either of the Aquaman movies all the way through.
When I saw him in that, I was like, dude, if they ever make a MOTU movie, he better be Randor, because it was perfect. So,
I'm assuming that not. I kind of am assuming that Dolph's going to be in it. I hope he is. I'm also kind of assuming that we're going to get a very direct reference or joke to the Earth thing. That not only is part of the movie taking place on Earth, that they're going to make some type of direct reference or joke about, being happy to be out of the Earth part and into the Eternia part or something like that. I think we're going to get this. I think there's going to be a very direct joke about that.
I can see that.
So, all right, that's the MOTU movie. I'm pretty excited about it.
Here, let me share this real quick.
Okay.
Come on.
That's very Randor-like.
Dude, that'd be great.
And don't tell me Dolph wouldn't cash a MOTU check.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be awesome, man.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but yes. Dylan says, I can't wait for social commentary in my He-Man film. I think that's mainly a joke. Although I do think it's funny that the one person who's even younger than Ryan is the one who referenced it, Dylan. I don't know if there's actually social commentary in the movie. They do make the he-him joke on the placard,
which I think is more of a reference to He-Man than anything, but whatever. Yeah, if people want to get upset, they're going to be upset. Somebody told me once, like, a man on a mission to be miserable will find many paths to success, which means it's very easy to just find something to be angry about. It's a little bit harder to find something to be happy about. So choose to be happy and work to be happy, and don't be a miserable piece of shit.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah.
I just looked at it and I'm like, well, his name is He-Man.
Yeah.
It's kind of, he has, to be fair, as a confirmed lover of Masters of the Universe, right? Yeah, I knew you were joking. He has the dumbest name of all time, He-Man, as I can't even believe that ended up being the name that they were like, yeah, he's going to be like He-Man. Like,
some of those, man, if you watch like those MOTU documentaries, like when they were naming those characters, like Merman was initially named Seaman. That was his name. Like they were just like throwing shit at the wall and just seeing what Mattel would approve. Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, hot take. Ready for a MOTU hot take?
Sure.
One of my least favorite characters in Masters of the Universe, or least interesting, is He-Man. He-Man is the one who's the least.
Yeah.
He's the least interesting to look at. He's the least interesting in general, except I will admit he might have the most interesting character arc in any cartoon episode. The one where he thinks he kills somebody. And so he throws away the power sword and all his powers because he's so it's so against killing another being is so against what he stands for that he can't do it. And that is freaking interesting. And that is character depth in the Filmation cartoon. So it's not like they never did anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've seen some people saying, well, it looks like he's going to maybe turn into He-Man at the very end of the movie. We're only going to get a small amount of He-Man.
I don't think that at all. Why would you think that?
It looks like the journey of him becoming He-Man. So if he only turns to He-Man for the final fight, I don't care because I like the other characters better. Like you said, I want them to spend time on, Ram Man and Mechanic and Tila and, the Sorceress and Man-at-Arms. Like I want to see those, it was kind of like watching, when you watched Voltron as a kid, right? And you'd spend 28 minutes following out around the Lions getting their asses kicked, and then they form Voltron and just win. You
should have just done that at the beginning,
right? It's form Voltron at the beginning. Right?
Saved a lot of gas.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with He-Man. It's like they would get into all this trouble, and then He-Man just comes in and wins. It's like
I will walk back what I said a little bit, just because I'm thinking in the trailer he's still got the stupid button-up shirt which is pink, of course, which is a nice touch. When he holds up the power sword for the first time, at least.
Yep.
But I guess that makes sense. That doesn't mean that he turns into He-Man at that point. Yeah, and if this is the journey of him becoming He-Man, I could get that, him not becoming He-Man till later. So, first of all, what's up, Eric? Second thing, Eric Miller says Stratos and Zodak are probably the characters with the two most boring designs ever than He-Man. There's a thing. People hate Stratos. Like, it's a thing among the fandom.
Stratos. I really don't. Like,
I actually think he looks really. He's a bird guy.
I love him. I love him. Like, when I was a kid, I loved any character that could fly. He's got wings and a jetpack. He's got double flight. He's like super cool. Like, you take Superman and you multiply it by 2, that's Stratos.
I know people, and this is a popular opinion, that Stratos is the worst. I never got it. I always thought Stratos was mad cool looking.
I thought he was awesome, man. Me and my friends would fight over who got to play Stratos. So
I would never want flesh colored. Oh, and is it on the back of the mini comics? Isn't he flesh colored?
Yeah,
that was weird. But like gray Stratos,
super cool.
He looks like a superhero. You know,
he
awesome,
looks like a superhero. Double flight.
Yeah. But Zodak, I never understood as a kid. Older, as like, okay, this weird like being cross-dimensional. Is he hero? Is he not? Okay, that whole thing is kind of cool. As a kid, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
I love Zodak because he's
really
kind of like the Cosmic Enforcers are kind of like the Green Lantern Corps of the MOTU world. Like they're overseeing everything, but they try not to get involved unless they absolutely have to because they don't want to like sway anything one way or the other. So I love the idea of him. If he's just talking about the design, maybe the design could use a little bit of work, but the idea of the Cosmic Enforcers, I think is super cool.
I don't think as a kid that I was either aware or appreciated the nature of the character. I just looked at him and it's kind of like sitting here now in my 40s, I would say it was kind of like, and the fact that he's like part of the initial character wave or whatever, it's kind of like they needed one more guy and we're like, all right, just pull a couple of these pieces, paint it red and we're good. We got a guy now is what it kind of looks to me. So yeah, Zodak's the character design has never really done it for me. What about you, Ryan? Anybody that sticks out to you as particularly cool or particularly lame as a character design in MOTU?
I would have to agree with the I am a fan of Roboto also, just because I like seeing the gears. I'm a robot guy.
Shit. Dude, I have that. Hold on a second. No, I don't have that. That's a lie. Sorry.
The golden books were great. Like, people talk about the mini comics. Mini comics were okay, but these golden books, especially the ones that came with like the little 45s that you would play, and then it would hit like a beep when it was time to turn the page. Dude,
man, that one looks really, really clean. By the way,
the art on these were fantastic. Like these are crazy cool. So, yeah, but I mean. In these, like, flesh color Stratos, not so much. But you get the like this Stratos, that dude's cool.
Yeah. And there's skinny Skeletor too, by the way. That's Jared Leto Skeletor right on that book.
It is. Yeah, I mean Skeletor here he's not super buff. So
no. Although I will admit, when I think of Skeletor, I think of a buffer Skeletor.
Yeah.
Like perfect Skeletor is either. It's something Mondo made, either Mondo Deluxe Skeletor or the 1/12 Skeletor they're coming out with. Holy shit, that one looks amazing.
Zodak and Zodak are actually two different characters that are both. It's not like they changed the race of, the character. It's two totally different characters.
There's gonna be we're gonna have a whole sub episode that's just.
See, this is the shit that I was talking about. Like when you guys deep dive into this stuff, this is what I'm unfamiliar with.
Listen, I've watched MOTU most of my life and I don't know a lot about Zodak, so don't feel bad.
Gotcha.
I'm a huge Cosmic Enforcer nerd. Like my favorite character is this is one of the Cosmic Enforcers is Xanthor, which actually I've got. I can't show it here, but I got a fan art that I had made for it. They do this storyline where Xanthor is actually like imprisoned because he helped Skeletor at one point and like did some bad shit, but he goes through this whole redemption arc, and afterwards they make him a cosmic enforcer. And I just thought that was so cool. Like, this guy had totally screwed up his life, had done some shitty things, and then he makes up for it, and now he gets to be one of these people that kind of oversees the universe. I was like, that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that. Maybe the biggest thing I saw people like complaining about or whatever was people complaining about Idris Elba as Man at Arms, and I'm like,
stop it.
He's an amazing actor. I don't care what he plays.
Yeah,
so, he's freaking incredible.
Yeah.
Victoria, I was talking to Victoria about it, and she was laughing. She was like, "Remember when you said that that Idris Elba is the worst person on earth?" It was because we were having this conversation when I found out. Remember, I like dance music, like I like DJing, house music and things like that. And Victoria had always talked about like how attractive Idris Elba is and his like English accent and all this, and he's like a respected actor. Then I found out he's also a house music DJ, and I saw a video of him like DJing, and I'm like, all right, sometimes it's not even fair.
Yep.
And he's a DJ,
and another connection to Thor, right?
Yeah. And I think that's
if he summons He-Man to that bridge, it's like, that'll be.
And I'm
it.
sure that's 40% why he was cast, as they were like, well, he's obvious, that's who else are you going to cast as Thor? I mean, He-Man's right hand man.
Yeah.
Where's
Oh, what a dude!
Yeah.
What?
Charles Minor. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
That was a bad role.
I've never been a big Office guy.
Yeah, he was a jerk in that role. But he's a great actor.
Sorry.
Everything I like relating to MOTU is entirely based on what I decided when I was 5 to 7 years old. So there's not really a logical defense of why Fisto is the best. Here's the deal. Giant metal fist, purple, Magnus head. What else do you need?
So him hitting the dude in that trailer and knocking him across the room is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, that's a little thing that jumped out at me that I felt like a little bit of a criticism. I don't know that the face of the actor who plays Fisto reads a whole lot of Fisto to me. I would like a stronger Roman nose. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of more of that attitude.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, I would have done it.
You would have done it. They didn't call you? Huh, that's surprising.
Damn spam filter. What's up, Ryan?
No, you already explained it. I was going to say, what about his face says I won't fist you?
The face says I won't fist you. The fist has already disappeared.
There you go.
Yeah. That's it. So, I want to stop by Kickstarter real quick. A couple things on Kickstarter I wanted to check out. Don't forget to check out on Kickstarter. The Mythic Legions role-playing game is currently listed on Kickstarter. You can follow it on Kickstarter. Make sure you are. There's a couple of different reasons for that. Number one, you won't miss any of the updates about when the Kickstarter goes live or anything like that. Plus, I am told, I don't know if this is true or not, but I have heard that that Kickstarter has an algorithm that works like a lot of other social media algorithms. So the more hype a Kickstarter gets, they will then take that Kickstarter and show it to more people. It'll be suggested to more people. So if you care about this RPG coming to fruition and being successful, which I believe it will be, I would suggest you go ahead, and even if you don't, just do it anyway, just because I asked you, and I have a cute face, and I have a sexy come hither look. Go to Kickstarter, look up the Mythic Legions RPG, and follow it. We're already up to over 1,200 followers right now, and the Kickstarter doesn't even launch for more than a month.
We're less than 30 days at this point.
Yeah. And we'll see. I'm also like kind of just waiting to see, like, these kind of things can always change a little bit from a time frame. I've been given no indication that would happen, but it wouldn't surprise me either way. But I'm really excited about it. Curtis, I know you've been like me. I think you were new to the RPG world before Mythic Legions or the Four Horsemen said they were going to do something like this, I'll be honest with you, I don't know that I ever would have even dipped my toe in the RPG world, but for this being a thing. But while I'm still very much like at the starting gate, I'm super excited about it. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing Legion's Quest now for right at 2 years, so it's been a big ride there. But before that, no, I had no experience with this stuff, but I love it, man. And as much fun as I enjoy, like, hanging out with Joe and Trevor and Nate and Bill and Jesse online, doing it in person at Legion's Con on that mythic RPG game and going from the miniatures to the big map with our characters was so freaking cool. It was like the best. So
yeah, as a matter of fact, hold on a second. So that's awesome. I freaking love that. I was extremely sad last week though, because my favorite thing so far about the RPG has been the idea of essentially having an excuse to hang out with some of my friends. And I have a really great group that I'm playing with, including Brett, who's here in the chat, Anthony Halseal, Nate Armstrong, Pat Boyle is our GM. It's been really awesome kind of like getting together in person and sort of playing online. And we had an in-person session scuttled by bad weather. So we had another one that was scheduled for last weekend. And unfortunately, is this it? Yeah, here we go. I'll show some of this. Unfortunately, the reason why SDL got canceled last week is because she's fine, everybody's fine, but we had snow hit us last Saturday during the day, and Mrs. Hedgehog was driving one of our cars around and was going down a big hill, and all of a sudden it was just one of those things where the snowstorm hits at the wrong time and you're out on the roads, nothing's plowed yet, and she like couldn't stop like going down a hill, and if she had gone all the way down to the bottom of the hill, there's a highway at the bottom, so she sort of turned like into like the entrance where she was going to pick up our daughter, which is what she was doing and why she was out on the roads. And she ended up like going over a curb. All four tires hit a curb, hit a tiny little tree, all kinds of damage to the car. There's a significant chance it gets totaled out. So all of that sucks. But that's why there was no SDL last week. And then that was also the reason I couldn't join my group on Sunday for an in-person session that looked like it was awesome. So I was very sad to miss it. And these are some of the photos of it. Here's Pat Boyle GMing there.
Nice.
And here's some of the like, how freaking cool does that look? That's awesome. That's cool. And then Anthony's been involving Tony with him as well. Like, and Pat had some of the projection maps and stuff out. Like,
I've seen those online. I've not seen one like people actually use it. That's cool.
Yeah, that's rad. So I'm very excited about this. To me, it's like a whole new world.
A whole new world
that we're just getting into.
There, closed your eyes.
Yes. So thanks, G. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, so follow the RPG on Kickstarter. And we're going to be talking about this a lot as as time moves forward, but definitely click notify me on launch when you find the RPG there. Also, in other Kickstarter news, Brian Burke's new action figure line, Ashen Oath, is now listed on Kickstarter, and you can do the same thing. You can follow Brian's Kickstarter on Kickstarter. I don't know anything as far as timing goes. It just says that it's coming soon. There's a lot we don't know sort of about this line. It looks cool. The aesthetic is very Brian Burke, very Von Burke. So I'm interested in it. I'm excited about it. What do you think about this, Curtis?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has a certain style where you look at the characters and you're like, that's Brian. And this totally screams that. So I don't know. I'm assuming that he did most, if not all, the sculpting because he's just an amazing sculptor.
Yep.
I'm not sure who's actually like, doing the paint masters and who's like what factory they're using or any of that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to hear some of that because I think that gives you an idea of, how good a quality the figures and stuff are going to be. Like if it's somebody that that's working on them. But yeah, these things look cool and I'm sure they're going to be creepy and awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, same thing. I had a lot of those same questions, and I think Bill might have addressed it on the last Dork Lair that you were on too. I think that's where maybe you heard it. Because I assume all that info will come out. Like we're interested to know like who else is involved. Like how are these, what factory are these getting made at? Like how is this all sort of coming together? I'm definitely interested in it. So that's another one you can sort of go to Kickstarter, search up Ashen Oath, and get notified on launch. Actually, I guess I'm not here. Oh wait, I'm not logged in. That's why. There we go. But essentially, then you're following it on Kickstarter, and you'll get notified of updates and things like that.
Yep.
One more Kickstarter thing I wanted to bring up. Is it still there? Ha! It is still there. Cool. So I recently backed this. So the Mighty Orbots. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with this, but this was another one of those 80s properties that had a cartoon. It's like another one of those like essentially like robots come together to form Voltron type deal from the 80s. Never had toys. It got to the prototype stage where they made sort of a set of figures like this. Again, it comes together like a Voltron type thing, and it's very similar to those die cast type robot figures from the 80s. And how this sort of all came about was there was a guy who was a big fan of the cartoon, always wanted the toy that was a prototype that never got made. So he started sort of putting this Kickstarter together to sort of make the toy that never got made, to bring that fruition now, not through like a 2026 stylistic lens or anything like that. But he was literally going to try to make the toy that would have come out in the 80s, with, modern technology as far as putting it together and things like that. And the story is that, he worked to sort of put it all together. And now Ace from Ramen Toys was involved with it too, as far as getting it made. And he was doing all of this while he had cancer. And like kind of like just as the Kickstarter launched, he passed away. So the guy behind it passed away. So people were like sort of getting behind it. Like Dan Larson from Toy Galaxy, now Secret Galaxy, was promoting it a lot. Dan wasn't like involved with the Kickstarter at all. He's not a part of it. He wasn't getting paid for it at all. But I think he had met this guy at, I think, San Diego Comic-Con, and the guy had asked him, "Hey, would you mind, talking about this on your show and promoting it a little bit?" And he said, "Yeah." I had only ever heard of Mighty Orbots from an old Toy Galaxy history of video, which was pretty good. But then, I saw Dan on a number of shows sort of telling the story, and I'm like, man, that's such a freaking cool story. I'm like, the idea that like this guy's dream was to sort of make this happen, and he sort of passed away right before it was about to launch or as it was launching or something like that. And then if that could, his dream could still come to fruition, like how freaking awesome would that be? Plus, it just looks like a fun, cool, colorful thing. And the Kickstarter did fund. The Kickstarter actually closed, but I forget what they call it. It's like late bids or late backing or something like that, you can actually still go in and back the project. Late pledge. There you go. Will it make me log in, or can I just look at stuff? So these are all the different, there's like little robots, and these are like what the robots look like when they're all separated. But again, they've come together, form like a Voltron type robot. Again, it's a mixed materials thing. So there is plastic, but there's also some die cast components. I think some of the connections are die cast and things like that. So Mighty Orbots Deluxe Combining 12-inch figure, 1985 edition. So it's going to come even in packaging, I think, that's going to be reminiscent of those, like combiner packages with styrofoam and stuff from the 80s. So I just thought that was really cool. If that's the kind of thing that interests you,
That's neat. I'm glad they're still pushing forward with that.
Yeah. What else did I want to talk about here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. So, cool little thing this week. I was sent a video that I wanted to kind of bring up so people could see. I don't know how many of you saw the Hedgies from a couple of weeks ago. We did our annual award show. And then Ryan, I think we did, this was like our third, right? Our third annual award show that we did. Does that sound right?
I think it was, it's 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah. So every year we try to add a little, a new twist to some of the awards here. Maybe think of a cool new award to give out. So we had another award we were very proud of this year. And here, if you missed it, here is when it was given out on the show just a couple weeks ago. Was to go with favorite new action figure customizing channel. And this is what we decided. Here's the winner. It is unanimous. Best new customizing YouTube channel. Matt Ma Film. Matt Ma Film with his 5 ways to customize action figures. Really hits all the notes. If you want to customize action figures, right? Here's a guy that really gets into the weeds while giving you some good tips. Matt Ma Films. Good for you, man. We really impressed by what he's done. Oh, being told that was honorable mention, and the real winner is art by Ackerman. Best new customizing YouTube channel.
How much did he pay you to put this in here? Did he promise you a tribute figure when he actually starts working for Four Horsemen Studios?
He didn't not do that. No, that would be a lie. He didn't do that. There you go. So there we go. So a momentous event in the SDL lore last week. Congratulations, Curtis, on winning your 2025 Hedgie. And I bet you didn't know that we were going to send a film crew to your house and capture the moment. So here we go. Check it out. The 2025 Hedgie for best new action figure customizing YouTube channel.
What are we doing? Why are you recording me? Are you serious? I want a Hedgie? Oh my gosh, this is the greatest honor of my life. Holy cow. Let's see, I gotta thank God, my parents, all of the little people that helped me along the way, the early customizers that I saw in the Cabal that gave me all the tips and tricks, and man, I can't believe this. This is truly the greatest honor of my life. So I will treasure this always. Thank you so much.
Woo! And there it is, 2025 Hedgie.
Yep.
And Who said it? Jesse? No, Jesse's like Jonathan did get a tribute Hedgie statue. Well, I mean, I guess it exists now. But full disclosure, that beautiful award is the work of a great artist we're all very familiar with, Curtis Ackerman. So Curtis, man.
I've been trying to get a Hedgie for the last couple of years, unsuccessfully. So I had to put a bunch of hours and time and effort into creating a channel just so I could hopefully win a Hedgie, only to find out that they don't actually give out trophies. So
we don't have that kind of budget.
Had to make my own. But yeah, there we go.
But seriously, dude,
we're back.
That is freaking awesome.
We got a little bun in the back.
It's fucking perfect, dude.
We're
so
back.
Freaking good.
Back.
How freaking cool is that, man?
Yeah.
And again, the head is a Rusev head. Did you say
Rusev head on a Seth Rollins body? Yeah. So glued all the joints so it doesn't move.
You have no idea how happy that makes me that that's a thing that exists in the world right now. I'm not joking. If you're taking commissions, that's not going to be the last one.
It was a fun one. So,
well, congratulations, man. Very well deserved.
Thank you. It's the highlight of my entire collection right now.
So you know who's kicking themselves right now?
Who's that?
Matt Ma Films.
Yeah, yeah, for being an honorable mention.
This close, Matt Ma Films.
Yeah.
Somehow Matt Ma Films is getting the SDL bump right now. He's lost 3 subscribers. Can you guys give me 2 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be right back.
I picked up some gold paint from the hardware store, and I wasn't sure how well it was going to work on an action figure. But man, I like the way it came out. I might have to actually use this on a few other things. So,
dude, it's badass. And when you sent that head, I don't think you actually told us what it was yet. You just sent the photo, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on here?
I was looking for a good hedgehog head, and some people had said maybe you could find like a Steven Seagal, and then somebody said the one guy from Karate Kid 3, the bad guy, Silver, what is it, Terry Silver or something?
Silver. Yeah.
And I was looking, I couldn't find, and then I started looking through like some other like wrestlers and stuff, and I found the Rusev one with the little bun in the back and the goatee, and I'm like, dude, this is perfect. So the only thing is it had a closed mouth, so I had to do some surgery carefully with an X-Acto knife, cut his lips open, like open the mouth, and then sculpted the inside of the mouth and teeth and stuff so I could get him yelling, "We're back." But yeah, there you go.
It's fantastic.
It is spray painted, Nate. I found spray paint at the store. So I primed it in Chaos Black first and then found a gold spray paint. But it's like super smooth. Like this is a really nice spray paint. So
yeah. What about the bodies of the poor action figures that gave their lives for his art?
Yeah, I've now got an extra Rusev body that I don't need, and I've got an extra Seth Rollins head that I don't need. So, but they'll get used for something. Make a Seth Rollins Templar or something.
Yeah. How, like from start to finish, how long did that take?
I mean, I got the body that I was going to use for this yesterday. So I opened it on my mail call yesterday, and from 4 o'clock till it started on Offworld, I finished that custom. But I had already had the head for probably like a week, so I had been kind of working on the head. But yeah, as soon as the body came on, I had sanded this block of wood, and I marked kind of where his feet would be. I put screws in the bottom and like screwed it right into his legs so that it stays on there. Attached the head, spray painted it, colored in the 2025 Hedgie, and which I dremeled that. So it'd be inlaid. But yeah, so wasn't too bad. But I like how it came out. Good. Darla liked it a lot, so she thought it was cool. my first award. So.
Question: Did you try before the video?
Did what?
Did you have to touch up your makeup because of all the
No.
cheers when you
No,
got
in
it?
fact, I think if you watch that video, I think I've got like a stain on my shirt. We were eating fries earlier. I think we had Chick-fil-A sauce with fries, and I think I got a little Chick-fil-A sauce on my shirt there in the video.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I wanted to see a close up of the head. So there you go. We're back. So, yep. Worked out pretty well. Who knew? Hedgehog had a Rusev head.
I didn't even know Rusev looked like that. He looks I never saw him with a ponytail.
And apparently he did at some point.
But here we go. It's the best way to do this.
I don't know if you guys saw this that I got yesterday from Trevor.
Oh, that's freaking dope, man. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. He sent one of these to all of us from the group. So pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Sorry, I'm trying to make a decision here on the spot.
Okay. Do you guys ever like go into Kickstarter and just type in action figures and look at like upcoming projects?
Yes, sometimes.
I do that all the time. Like right now, there's an Irish Revolutionary action figure set from specifically from 1919 to 1923. So,
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
it could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, you got one. There's let's see, Shield of the Interceptor, and it's got like a character that just has an eyeball for a head. So that's interesting. Do
that.
Steranko's got one coming out. Looks like a kind of a barbarian type figure. So Cryptoids, Plunder Frogs, launching soon. So
Plunder Frogs? Oh, like
yep.
from the Plunderlings guys?
Yep. Yeah, they got frogs coming out. But yeah, I'll just open up Kickstarter and just type in like, and that's kind of like what they were talking about with the RPG. Like by doing it on Kickstarter, you're gonna have some people that just look up like role playing games, and it'll pop up in there rather than if they just kind of sold it on their own site. You wouldn't get that extra visibility. So.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And, RPGs in particular seem to blow up on Kickstarter. Like there was
I've heard there's a lot of them that fund like super quickly and like overfund. So Eric is talking about the Cryptoids. Yeah, those look, they're interesting.
Yeah, that's the YHS podcast brand, right?
I don't know. I just see the one looks like a giant like fly. There's the one's got like a armor with some like a rib cage on it. They're creepy looking. They're cool.
All right. So I wanted to. Oh, I lost it. There we go. Do a giveaway.
Eric says YHS gang. So yeah.
Yeah. And I was trying to make a decision here as to what would be a cool giveaway or make sense. So we're gonna do another package here. So we're gonna do
Stratos.
Oh, that'd be a great idea. Well, yeah, Bill just did a Xenathon. If I had an extra Xenathon, that'd be a good one. I've got a Masters of the Universe Origins Snake Face.
Nice.
which is a pretty wild deluxe set. Him, and then to bring Mythic Legions into it, we got a Mephitor.
Ooh, nice.
A Mephitor to include in the package here, a not MOTU tribute figure for Stinkor. So there you go. You get a Mephitor and you get a snake face. If you win the giveaway, just type in hashtag MOTU rules. As it says in the banner, hashtag MOTU rules. Hashtag MOTU rules.
Not motor rules.
No.
That's for when we do our car giveaway next week. So
yeah. And speaking of MOTU, speaking of Mythic Legions, we don't do a lot of we're not like a news show per se, but there's a few things I wanted to talk about. So this is the last weekend also for the Four Horsemen Cosmic character packs. So last year they did some character packs with some newly painted new heads painted to match certain cosmic characters that were already sort of out in the line. That was really successful. So they're doing it again now. It's actually ending now. If you didn't know already, it actually ends tomorrow night at 11 p.m. if I have my timing correct.
Yep.
And a few things here. The thing that I was most excited about from this offering, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a huge offering here. This is the one I was most interested in because this harkens back. This set here, the Science Officer pack, harkens back to the Legions Con exclusives from not this past year, but the year before, and the creature creator type deal, and we had those two little pink hands coming out. So those pink hands didn't exist at that time, but now they've created the pink hands. So here they are.
Yeah, the accessory packs or whatever you want to call them is the most excited I've been for Cosmic. Like, I love these. They did such a good job on them. The sculpts, Eric's paints. I know Joe did some and Sherry did some. They look fantastic, man. I'm so excited for these.
Yeah, I am pretty pumped for this.
And the fact that we may get this later this year is awesome.
Sorry, we did this already. So for me personally, and here's the other thing too, is that the actual head / I don't know if you call them accessory parts packs, whatever, are extremely reasonable. Dude, at a show, I have zero problem paying $30-$40 for a painted head, right? These are Four Horsemen Studios official heads, and you get 2 heads, 2 sets of hands, a set of feet
with ankles.
$10 with ankles. $10.
Yeah, that's crazy. And if you get with the character, it's costing you $3, right? Because the character's $25. So you're getting that set for $3.
Yeah, I just look, about a month or so ago, I just I ordered some more stuff off the store because I'm like, it's just crazy. You can just go to Store Horseman and just get figures whenever you want now. And I ordered, to me, sorry, I forgot where I'm at here. The Science Officer is one of the most underrated figures in all of Legion's lines. I absolutely adore this figure. Bright, clean white against the stark, bright, metallic blue is awesome. And then it comes with a pink fleshy head. $25, which is an insane price to begin with. But just like Curtis said, if you get the combo pack, you get the figure. Oh, yeah, take care, Nate. You get the figure, all the stuff that comes with the regular figure. And then you also get the entire accessory pack or the head pack, whatever you call it, with 2 additional heads, 2 sets of hands, and a set of feet with ankles. That's a ridiculous deal.
And it already came with 2 heads to begin with. So you're getting 4 heads, all those extra hands and feet and the figure, $28. That's crazy.
Now, I know this is your jam right here, Curtis, right?
God,
Gotta
I love
be.
this so much. I ordered so many of these.
So this is the Tusk Sentry.
I feel the same about the Sentry as what you were talking about with the Science Officer. Like it is. This is my jam.
Tube. Oh,
that one in the middle. I love that one in the middle so much, and then the one on the right as well. Not as big a fan of the whatever Sentry Marshall or whatever that is. That one doesn't do a lot for me, but the other two, man, I love those.
And yeah, like with these human faces here, obviously you can use them in Mythic or, well, actually, you can do whatever the hell you want. But these easily go with Mythic as well. So I'm going to go through all.
That the operative one, like I already thought that was the best MOTU tribute they've done anyway. But these heads take it to another level. Like it is perfect for that figure.
Oof.
I love that.
The metallics on this are insane.
I think that with this set, this is the best Manny faces. Forget tribute. I think it's the best just Manny faces that we've ever had in any toy line.
Did you get the Mondo?
I did not get the Mondo.
I was gonna say that'd really be saying something.
I've got a bunch of the Mondos, but I didn't feel like I needed this one for the Mondo. I don't really regret not getting that, but I also didn't get the Buzz Off this past year, and that one's kicking me in the ass. Like I want that Buzz Off so bad.
Yeah, I've been pretty reasonable. I haven't. The only Mondos I have. Well, is that true? Yeah, the only Mondos I have now, unfortunately, are Masters of the Universe. I only said unfortunately because I also had I had a Mondo Jubilee that I sold, and now I regret it, and I kind of want to get it back. But I have the Disco Skeletor, the Deluxe Skeletor, and then I have the original Merman, the one that, back when Mondos were like 100 and something.
Yeah.
The Mondos look incredible. It's not the regular Buzz Off, which, people rave about, and I think looks awesome. But when they do those Motubi ones, oh man, I want one of those. Like the Merman, I think goes for ridiculous money right now. They just came out. The Buzz Off one looks pretty incredible. Like,
Eric was saying that he's got both the regular and the Motubi Buzz Off. So
I freaking love it.
Yeah, it's super cool. I got the when I was down in Jolanta this past year, I picked up a Mondo Sky Sled, and originally that thing was like $400. I got it unopened, brand new, for like $250. I was like, dude, I can't not get it for that. Like, it's too good,
dude. And these guys,
yeah, that's a great one too.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Dude, that loadout's insane.
Yeah. That new head on the far right, like people are just going.
That Deep Six head? I need one of those, man.
I can't wait to see that in some other colors too. Like that in that blue for the Sligor would be super cool.
Here. So that's the thing. You're going to see that because for $15.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're a customizer,
dude,
like you could get these just to paint. Like if you, and I'm not, listen, these paint jobs are awesome. Joe did a great job. Eric did a great job. Sherry did a great job. But if you just wanted to practice painting, these are excellent heads to just get to paint if you wanted to. Yeah. And you're going to pay, if you're going to like a 3D part company, you're going to pay $15 to $18 just for a single head. Here you're getting, 3 heads for $15. Yeah.
I know people are loving this one too. Pat, I was talking to Pat about this one. I think Pat was really loving the snake guy.
I don't need the snake parts, but that build is my favorite Tusk build. I love that so much, especially with when you get the creature creator one where you've got the like Sphexian, the arms, the Tusk arms, and then like the Sphexian lower arms. It just gives it a really elongated look, and yeah, I love those. I've got 3 more creature creator sets upstairs, and I kind of want to just bust them open to get the CC24 out and then trade away the AA20s because I don't need them.
Yeah. So, number 1, I know I'm grabbing the figure combo pack for the Wall Tour the Mad with the Blue Zombie upgrade kit. I'm a sucker for this blue and orange combo. That University of Florida blue and orange combo here. I think it looks super striking. I freaking love it. And I don't have an extra Wall Tour. So
You do need to Dremel off one of the toes, though, if you get it.
Yes.
Yeah,
One of the toes
requirement.
off.
Yeah.
That's right. Gotta get that. And then I at least have to get the Science Officer upgrade pack. But then I'm like, if I'm going to do that, should I just get another combo pack? But then I'm like,
there will be yes.
I already have. Like I said, I literally, before these were announced, in my last order, I just ordered 2 extra Science Officers just to have them. So I already have 2 extra ones. But I already had 2 Science Officers that already didn't have the regular Science Officer heads on them anyway. So it's quite a dilemma here.
Just do it.
I bought some extra sentries just because, that's the same price that I paid 4 years ago for the Kickstarter, pretty much. And for $3 more, I get all the extra stuff. It's too good to pass up.
And it's like same deal with
what up, Pat?
Do I have another? What's up, Pat? You missed our RPG talk.
And listen, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum here. Okay,
here we go. Here comes some yuck.
But I don't understand how there's certain Glyos figures that are like $30-$40, and I can get that Sentry pack right now for $28. I don't get it. I don't get it. How it doesn't make sense to me in my brain. Yeah. Like the value of what you're getting, these are crazy good value.
These values are nuts.
You can't go wrong with Sentries.
That is correct.
And I haven't even talked about you can get yourself a Novian Lean with extra heads.
No, Eric, I understand why the pricing is the way that it is based on quantities and this and that. I totally get that. I'm saying from a consumer standpoint, how somebody could spend that money on a Glyos versus that money on this, that's what boggles my mind. From a consumer standpoint, I don't get it. From a production standpoint, totally understand.
I'm getting up for a second. So I think the key is to turn my camera off when I get up.
Oh. All right.
So otherwise it'll follow me all the way around.
He's walking around the whole house and it's just following him the whole time.
Yeah, which I don't totally mind, except you'll see all my laundry over there. Oh wait, I don't.
Yeah, this set here is amazing. The other thing, not only does this set look cool, I do not envy Eric having to paint inside the crevices of those helmets to try to paint those faces. Dude, that had to be terrible.
I was just looking at the human head and I was like, dude, what? So much patience for that guy. Jesus.
Yeah. And then when they sent the paint masters to the factory, I gotta imagine those people looked at that and said, really we gotta do that.
Yeah, I hate you guys.
Yeah. They had to be cursing Eric at the factory.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So don't miss your character packs. Again, get it in before tomorrow night. Get it in tonight if you have a chance.
Benny, it is 11 p.m. is when it ends, Benny.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
11
true.
p.m.
That's true.
11 p.m. tonight,
Don't
Benny.
wait to the last minute, Benny. Get your order in now.
Here we go.
And next week, Archon the Cruel. And whoever he comes with.
How cool is it? I kind of like how that they are giving us like an idea of like what's coming and when.
That was nice, wasn't
kind
it?
of budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was cool. I like that.
So here we go. This is my little Glios collection here. But Trevor, I'm gonna need to hit you
That's
up.
probably
for,
like $700 worth of Glios right there.
It's not $700. But I will say, Curtis makes kind of a point because I'm still like. So here's another thing. On the whole Glios thing, that's like it's been it was one of the hottest things in the Legions community was to get on the whole Glios train, right? And I hopped in too because I'm like, all right, it's kind of cool. They're cool, colorful characters.
The people that make them are cool too. Like it's good to support cool people. Yeah.
Independent creators, cool looking characters, cool colors, a lot of translucent stuff that really speaks to me. They're small, so they don't take up a lot of space, which is good for a collector that you can keep bringing them in. Relatively inexpensive. I will say, where is it? This dude right here was like $35. And so when a Glios character is $35, the inexpensive thing now is out the window. And this guy is more expensive than a science officer with 4 heads. And I'm like, he's cool, but is he that cool? He's pretty cool. But then, so just this past week, there was a Glios drop. 3 different companies kind of coordinated where they did like I think it was like their Legions Con releases. And so it was Cappy Space, Onel. No, not Onel. Onel, those were these, right?
Yeah.
The Infinite Phaetons. Spy Monkey, Cappy Space, and Biomasters, right? Those were the 3. And now that was back to the thing that really got me into Glios a little bit was that like one of the figures was like $12. You know, one of the figures was like $7. Like
that's
all
not
right,
bad.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you're like, all right, bright colors, cool looking characters, independent creators, cool people, and inexpensive. Not a lot of space taken up. But yeah, this is my little Glios lunchbox here.
Yeah, my Glios fix is filled with blockies. That's I love these things. Articulation, they're awesome, little tiny. I could put them in my pocket.
Oh, they are tiny.
And for $35, I get a whole wave. I get 12 figures. I'm guaranteed at least 1 rare. It's value, man.
Cool. And then this was the Toy Galaxy one.
That's cool.
Nice.
Cool. And all kinds of additional pieces and stuff that I'm never going to use for that one. And then this one, this was a must-have, right? Scaphoid Phaeton.
Cool
Right
colors,
up your alley, man.
That one's really cool. And then I did just get the blue one. Oh,
did you get the translucent one?
So this is you're talking about the stowaway parts, right?
Yeah.
And so with my recent Infinite Phaeton order from Onel, I got the blue guy and pink and purple guy, and then these are the ones that are like small, like Glios versions of the Infinite Legions versions of Phaeton, right? That are going to be coming out. So they're really awesome.
It's like an Inception thing.
Yeah. And then I also, when I ordered those, I also ordered like the robot gray colored, and I got these little translucent blue arms that are part of essentially, I guess, what amounts to a Build-A-Figure blue translucent Infinite Phaeton, which looks awesome. The problem is it is damn near impossible, to me at least, it seems damn near impossible to get all those pieces and put them together. And part of that is sort of like a lack of knowledge. So I made the joke on a post this week where I'm like, Glyos sometimes makes me feel like one of those whiny posters in the Cabal that are like, and I think it comes down to a lack of knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when people whine about things, missing things like in the Cabal or something like that, and that seems really silly to me. Part of it is I'm very entrenched in the Legion's ecosystem. I kind of know how things work. I kind of know when to expect things.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of am in a spot where like I'm gonna hear about stuff like before it happens, typically, like because I'm in the Cabal or like I'm gonna see things sort of as they happen. So I already know stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Glyos, I'm not like that. I'm not like in a bunch of like Glyos groups. I'm not like in all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how this works, and I don't know how to like if I'm going to trade for the other parts, the only Glyos I have are what's in this lunchbox. Stuff that I bought in the last year and a half, basically. And it's not like these are only, at least as of right now, parts like this, and there's a couple others. There's a translucent pink one that looks awesome, and then there's a gold one. And it's like you either have to buy 400 of these figures to get enough pieces to make them, or know enough other Glyos collectors that know enough people that eventually you'll be able to trade for all the pieces. So it's tough. Yeah. So, and again, I am not saying that like I am complaining, but not like complaining and that's it. I'm complaining, and I sort of realize that part of the issue here is my lack of knowledge about how this all works, and the fact that I don't have a group of 30 Glyos collecting friends that I can sort of pull from and get advice from and figure out sort of who has what. And I don't know. The question is, the balance is, am I going to invest the time to entrench myself in a second community when I already don't have enough time to do stuff? I don't know. I don't know if I will. That being said, I do love a good hunt. I get the idea that being able, like, if I put the last blue translucent piece together or the last pink translucent piece together to make the figure, I think I would be pretty pumped about it. I would be pretty amped about it. But right now, when I have 2 translucent blue arms and no translucent pink pieces, I seem pretty far away. But I tell you what, if you see anything here you like, and you want to trade me,
and you've got those parts,
pink or blue translucent pieces, you let me know. I do have some of like the gold ones. I think some gold pieces came with like the stormtrooper colored ones. I think they came with the gold pieces, so I do have a couple of gold pieces. I posted a picture of my whole little Glyos collection here in one of the Glyos groups I am in. And somebody said that this guy is kind of rare. So that's cool. I didn't even know. This guy right here is the first one I ever bought at Legion's Con a couple of years ago. So
nice.
Cool. If he's really rare and you want to trade me an entire pink translucent Faden, holla at your boy. There we go. That's my little Glyos thing. I still don't really understand what's going on yet. I do love things like this. I showed this little Cobra Commander guy.
That's cool,
right?
Yeah, I like that.
And then this little guy was like an Ecto slime themed guy, not just Ecto Cooler, actually. There you go. What's up, Kevin McCoy? And then also, I think these were the guys that were up on Spy Monkey Creations.
Those are the
Battle
ones that
Tribes
Anthony was working on, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got these guys at Legion's Con. This guy and this guy. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Need to stick them on a boar.
Yeah, I missed the boar. But I need a painted boar. I understand there's going to be more boars coming out. but I'm gonna need a painted one. And then this guy is pretty cool. Still smell like it. So again, this guy.
Smell?
What's that?
Is it supposed to have a smell?
Yeah, because they were nerds themed, and they come they came in like a nerds foil pack with like nerds designs and everything, and like it smelled like nerds.
Gotcha.
How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
See, that's pretty cool.
I used to smell my sister's strawberry shortcake figures all the time.
That's cool. Oh, so here, oh no, the head came off. So, I got a couple of these from Dub 3. Like I bought this from Dub 3. That guy's pretty cool. And then this guy, I believe, is a custom. Check this guy out. I'm just trying to keep his head on. Is your head on? Right. Keep your head about you. Look at this guy.
Yes, that is a custom.
Kind of looks like Belphegor.
You got that at Lehigh
Ryan,
Valley.
were you with me when I bought this?
Yeah, it was the Lehigh Valley show, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. There you go. It's pretty cool, right?
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. Should we give away the MOTU pack?
Sure.
I had a bunch of toys that I was going to open on the stream, but we're already almost out of 2 hours right now. Real quick, I just want to show this to you.
It's a cool camera setup, though. I like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on different ways to sort of make it work so I can like show stuff a little bit better. Check this out.
Oh, nice.
Matt Cardona Super 7 Ultimates figure.
Nice.
How cool is that? So Matt Cardona signed with the WWE. So I guess he had to close down his personal shop. So I got this for like $30. So I was like, that's pretty cool. Right? But, all right, here we go. All right, hashtag MOTU rules to win the prize pack. Again, we've got a Mephitor with a price tag that says $49.99.
Nice.
And a MOTU Origins snake face. So you get both of these. Hashtag MOTU rules. Let's give these away. Hashtag. Oh yeah, Benny, let me know about those translucent glass pieces, buddy. Here we go.
Benny's got everything.
Dude, Benny got like 4 boxes full of Glyos figures.
That's why as soon as he posted it, I was like, dude, I messaged him. I was like, yo, you got any more of those translucent blue pieces? I can go for some of them. Ooh, I got this too. Yeah, let's give away this prize pack. We'll give it away in 3, 2. Hashtag MOTU rules. Last chance. Hashtag MOTU rules in 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Hey, I know that guy.
You're winning left and right. Congratulations, Curtis. I know you're right.
Congrats.
I was just working on the blue Hagnon that you sent me today.
Oh, what have you got planned?
Brian C. Gave me these blue crab, translucent crab parts at Legion's Con, and so I'm making a crab figure with the blue Hagnon. So I needed a figure and I needed a couple extra arms, which Jesse provided me with. So
is my camera following me around?
It was, yeah.
Yes, it is.
You like my Jaws popcorn bucket?
That's very cool.
This is one more thing. If you guys need to drop off at any time, that's fine. But,
no, you're good.
So I during the Toys for Tots Cabal Cares thing, I won this Cervalgard, right?
Nice.
Oh, it's Cervalgard, right? But it was a package with a Joseph Connors soft goods pack. So I thought about open this bad boy up, and then I could ask for your help when I try to figure out how it goes on there. What about? Oh, so that was the thing. Oh, that's why I wanted to ask you about that, Curtis, because when I got home from work yesterday, it was already after the time for mail call on your channel. So I didn't watch it yet, but I did look it up, and I saw that it wasn't called mail call; it was called opening mail from friends. And I'd heard you previously talk about.
It should still say mail call, shouldn't it?
Not when I saw it, but maybe I was.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know if there was. In other words, I just didn't know if there was something special about that one.
No, I usually put mail call, and then I will put on kind of like what I'm opening, like whether it's from Amazon or YouTube or from eBay or whatever. Yeah, it does say mail call, but then it says it says mail call opening, but it didn't attach the picture of me and Blake. That's weird.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But I'd heard you say something about getting a package from Trevor, so I was actually wondering what that was. That's freaking cool as hell, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the studio and attach that picture. I wonder why it didn't attach that. It's interesting.
So
I was pretty happy last night. We finished Offworld in less than 2.5 hours. It was like
Get the fuck out of here.
It was awesome. It was like, this is a regular show. This is not even, I would even watch this.
What did you guys have going on?
We went through the MOTU thing. We did pickups and we did our normal stuff. We did a bracket that was awesome. It was probably the most fun bracket we've done. It was bootleg toys. Nice. And so we were like looking at all this, like, knockoffs from different countries and stuff like that. And the one that ended up winning, every single time we pulled it up in the bracket, Trevor and I were just rolling. Like, we couldn't stop laughing at it. It was great.
Oh. Am I becoming a dwarf guy?
Maybe.
So here's a hot take. So I had my picks, or our picks for like top 5 Legions figures, top 5 non-Legions figures from the award show on. And I had put Scally Bone Splitter as a tie for 5. And I didn't have Necronominus on there, which I think some people thought was very interesting. But I was thinking about it. Tell me what you think about this. So there's a lot of different, measuring sticks people use when they're judging like favorite figure of the year, things like that. And one of the things people use as like a guidepost is, like house is on fire or the world is ending, or why does it always have to be a disaster? The point being, you can only grab 10 figures. You can only grab 5. Which ones are you going to grab? And I thought about it, and I'm like, I'm on the run. I can only grab 1. Am I grabbing, which, granted, one of the most visually stunning action figures ever made in Necronominus, or am I grabbing Scally Bone Splitter? I'm grabbing Scally. I'm grabbing Scally Bone Splitter.
The thing that I don't like about that argument is that there's a certain level of, like, what is it going to take to replace that figure? And some figures might be more rare or might be more expensive, and so you would grab them because you don't want to have to replace that. But it may not necessarily be your favorite, right? Like, you may have a favorite that's super easy to come by, and so you wouldn't grab it because you could replace it pretty easily.
Well, you tell me. Well, yeah, and there's like, Scally can't come close to Necronominus as far as overall presence, what he means for the story, all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. because it doesn't go like that.
I put a lot into the hand candy part of it as well.
There you go.
As well as kind of like photography, like which ones I've seen. So Mouse King made it up there for me towards the top just because I've seen so many swaps, so much toy photography. Like, you know, it's just super cool. But like my number one was Trapiculi, and it's not even a figure I wanted at the beginning of the year. But like when I hold that figure, I can't just not play with it. Like it's just so much fun to play with.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna pick up a figure to like just mess around with or carry around, between those two, it's Scally Bone Splitter.
Yeah,
you're not grabbing
Necronomus isn't a playable figure. It's almost. I actually thought about doing the sideshow statues just to replace my Dark Four because they're pretty much statues anyway, right? Like you get them they're so finicky that you get them in a pose and you just kind of leave them there.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't pull the trigger on all. Like I couldn't get one of the Dark Four statues. I'd have to get all four, and that's a big price tag. So,
do you have to take everything off? Have you ever had these soft goods before?
No, I think I've got a set of them, but I've not used them yet. That's a Joseph Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not used them yet.
This is one piece, so I guess you take the head off and the arms off and just slip it over the top, right?
Probably, yeah. That would be my guess.
But then I don't know how to do that.
Then you also probably have to fit the bottom part
for that,
the waist.
Yeah, you got to pop the torso off.
For what? Oh, that's how you do this, right?
Yeah, it goes around the ball.
Do I have to heat it up? Maybe not.
No, you just got to manhandle it.
That's what I do anyway, baby.
Did you guys do the Arethyr statue or thinking about doing any of the statues?
I didn't do the Arethyr statue. I was like, it was one of the things where I'm like, I can just do one statue because I had never planned. This is another thing. I'd never planned to ever get a statue, to be honest with you. And if I just got one, I think I would get a Lithia. But that, I don't know, enough Jack and Cokes, I could probably be coaxed into the Arethyr because it looks amazing. What about you?
I don't think I could do one of the Dark Four. I'd have to get all four. And so I just can't. But if they ever like get into like the figure obscura, like I'd get a Headless Horseman statue.
Yeah, I could see that.
Something like that. Like something like that you could definitely do as a one-off and just have the one.
Try to do this.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to fit that through the waist piece. You know.
I guess I could have put this back together before I did this. But.
Well, you're gonna have to take that waist piece off, and then put the fabric through it. No, grab the waist piece.
Mm-hmm.
No, the armor that you got on the table,
like the belt.
Put the soft goods through that.
Through the middle.
Through the middle, yeah.
Really?
That's the only way that you're going to be able to do it. Yeah.
Really?
I don't think it'll fit.
I don't think that'll fit.
I don't think it's going to work otherwise.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think.
Are you sure that doesn't go over the top?
I don't think so.
But you won't even be able to see it.
I've seen other people with them, and the belt or the waist piece goes around it. So
like this. So then like that.
Yep.
There's no way it's gonna fit, dude.
I think that's the way it's supposed to work.
Really?
Can you?
I'm pretty sure, but
on this edition of Will It Fit?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work.
All right,
because I've seen other people with them.
I mean, they're gorgeous. I just don't want to fuck it up.
And in stock.
I don't want to tear the threads or anything either, but I guess I got it in there.
There you go.
And no, I did not go in on the Arethyr statue because, like you, Curtis, I have a sickness, so it's all 4 or none.
Yeah.
And that is a heavy price tag.
I kind of thought like with them being the Dark 4, like I could actually fit them into my collection and just say that they're gods and they're bigger and they're, like bigger than life, almost like a boss fight on a video game.
Yeah.
So I would just replace my figures with those. But you can't do it with just one of them. That would be weird.
Well, that's what Jeremy said, right? That
What?
I guess it was. I think I was watching Mythic Conversations, and I think maybe somebody else said it was their idea, or maybe he said it was Big Dub's idea to do basically a display, like where you got like 4 glass cases, and like on the top of each one you have a statue of one of the Dark 4, and the case underneath is all their faction.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
These wings look stupid on this head, though.
But that ended up running you like $2,500 or something. Like that's pretty pricey.
Speaking of pricey, you said you were on the wait list for the 89 Batmobile or no?
I was thinking about it. I have not pulled the trigger on that, but I was thinking about getting on the wait list for it. That's a little pricey though too.
Yeah.
What 89 Batman is that? I mean,
89 Batmobile.
For who?
Sideshow.
From Hot Toys. It's like $720 or something. Still better than what is it? Who makes that other one? Is it Jazz Inc. that makes that one?
Yeah.
Didn't the Hot Toys 89 Batmobile came out of,
something.
didn't that come out a couple years ago?
It went up for sale. It's still not.
Yeah.
They still haven't fulfilled it yet.
Isn't that the one that Amber was trying to get you to get?
Yep.
I mean, this is kind of rad.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like 3.5 or 4 feet long. Like it's fucking big.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna...
Ooh, man, that looks fucking dope.
It's not bad, right?
Dude. I
think I should probably either put the regular head on, or these have to be like horns or something, I think. Pretty badass.
Badass.
The loin part feels a little long for a dwarf. I think it probably would have looked better with the regular legs, but
yeah. But he's never like this is the only Valguard I have. This guy's not getting made until other Valguards come out. This is the guy right here. Good thing I didn't open this before the end of the year. Because I
haven't opened up that, and I haven't opened up the scaffold yet.
Oh, dude, you're missing out.
Scaffold.
I try not to open things unless I'm ready to do the review on them, and yeah, I haven't had time. So,
well, how about this? How about you open it and then those figures just skip the line? Just open it, skip the line.
I have done that, like this one, the Ulari. I did an Orvar review, so I'm like, she's got a lot of the same parts as him, so I was like, I can open up that one. So I've got to look at it. If there's not a whole lot of new parts, I may be able to talk myself into open it.
Just do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
You won't. Oh yeah, so yeah, it does look really good. It's fucking gorgeous, man. God damn.
Darla's been making some capes for Valguard, some like dwarf capes that we're gonna have at SkiCon. And as soon as she gets done with those, I'll probably have to open one just to put it on it because I want to see what it looks like.
I probably won't.
For Valguard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. We're trying to make it out to SkiCon. Hopefully everything works out this year, man.
Listen, Patrick, I can't take your word on Scaphoid being figure of the year because I know you're in love with Scaphoid. So it's, that figure, they could have put a turd in a box and labeled it Scaphoid 2 and you would still say it's figure of the year. So
they definitely didn't do that though.
I'm sure they didn't, but I can't take his word that it's figure of the year.
Boom. Check this out. The Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina pop-up book.
Interesting.
Yes. And there's a very specific reason why I got this. Oh, this is really cool. He's right on the cover, so I can. Oh, there's one. Well, really, it's because of that guy right there, Garth Baca, which is not his real name. That's what I'm calling him. So Hasbro's doing like a TVC set, a Cantina set, and then this is one of the characters that they're putting into the set, and this is where he's from.
Nice.
This pop-up book.
Can we see one of the pop-ups?
Yeah, sure. There we go. Move, Veloc.
You mean Eric?
Yes. Sorry, Eric. You've been real quiet so far today. There we go. Here we go. These are all just regular pages.
Yeah.
Garth Baca again.
Say, this is the worst pop-up book.
I know, right? It's like all
there
flat.
we go.
There we go. Look at that.
There we go. Look out. Look out. Look out. There we go.
That's pretty cool. That's better than that HasLab Cantina set.
Oh, that's over there in the box. Pretty cool. I'm good, right? Anybody want to buy a HasLab Cantina?
That's pretty cool.
I have one in the box. I'm good with this. There's the little devil guy. He's in the new pack. And
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? This is the. I think this is the only pop up though. It's just a Cantina.
It's a pop-up book with one pop-up.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Wow,
that's fucking wild.
But this is the pop-up though. This isn't your average pop-up.
Come on, you can't have one pop-up in a pop-up book.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. At the end of the year, when I do my top 10 Star Wars pop-up books of the year, this is going to be number one. Even though this can't,
I'll disqualify you.
It's going to get the Hedgie for pop-up book of the year.
It's actually from 1995.
I think you got to have at least like 5 pop-ups to be called a pop-up book.
Whoa! Wait, hold on a second. It has lights and sounds. Hold
what?
Up. Can you hear that? I think I need to change the batteries. Can you hear anything?
I hear like music.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right, don't worry. I'll change the batteries, and we'll see if that bad boy. Oh, look, there are lights. Look, there's lights.
Oh, nice.
See? Now who's laughing, Ryan?
Dude, I wasn't shitting on you for the lights and sound. I was just saying that I was agreeing with Curtis. If it's a pop-up book, at least have more than one page.
Felt really smelly over here.
I mean, it is a really cool page.
Yeah.
But, it's one page.
I don't have a lot of pop-up books to compare it to.
I think they just threw in those pages before it just as filler.
We can't just sell a book with one pop-up.
Right.
It would just be the cover, that page, and
it's barely a book.
Dude.
And then I didn't open this yet.
Purple.
This might be a good way to end. So here, story behind this. Beautiful thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Evangelion, the anime. He's basically a... Ryan, can you explain Evangelion while I open this real quick? Do you mind?
A giant robot that beats the shit out of other big monsters.
Okay.
Yes. There you go. And so when Grayson had like a dance school type thing in the city over the summer, and I went in to bring her in or pick her up or something like that. And what was it? Oh, there was one day, I think near the end of one of the weeks, me and Victoria went in together, dropped Grayson off, and then Victoria and I spent the day in the city, just roaming around the city, New York City. We went to the Tamashii Nation store in Times Square and saw some incredible stuff. And one of the things I saw was this Bandai Tamashii Nation's metal build Chogokin 50th anniversary Evangelion. And the thing about him was he's metal build, so he's got significant amount of die-cast metal parts and beautiful purple shiny metal. And I was like, that thing is freaking gorgeous. It's too expensive to buy with your wife with you. No, I'm just kidding. It was just so expensive. But I was like, all right. So January 2nd, I took Grayson into the city and we had like a daddy-daughter day. I took her to like Rockefeller Center, did the skating and the whole thing. We went to Times Square. We went to Raising Cane's in Times Square, which if you've never been there is the worst place on earth.
Wow.
Specifically the Times Square one or any of them?
Specifically the Times Square one.
Okay.
It's like a fried chicken joint, but it's not not real chicken. It's like chicken fingers basically. And it has a sauce which is basically like Thousand Island sauce with like hot sauce or something. I don't know. But the Times Square one is packed from wall to wall. Like it's loud. There's nowhere to sit. Like you have to like wait for like a table to open up to sit, and it's madness. I don't want to say that in front of her though, because that would make her sad, because it's like her favorite place in the world. But while we're in Times Square, we went back to the Tamashii Nation store, and I bought it. Merry Christmas, me! And he comes with a whole here you can see it back here, like the whole like robot stand when they where they release him to go out and like attack kaiju or something. So
that's pretty cool.
So I'll just take the robot out.
You had me at diecast.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this.
And
all the hands.
It's like back metal too.
Okay. All right. I'm basically building a little wall next to me, so I'll never be able to get out.
You're enabling Ryan right now.
Oh, dude, I wanted this before he bought it. The fact that he bought it makes me want it more.
Here we go. Take everything else out. We're just going to take the robot out. I love you, robot. You are so pretty. Let's go up. That's what he looks like inside styrofoam. Oh, sorry. Should I mute myself real quick?
You can do whatever you want.
Just let it ride.
Yeah. As long as I don't have to touch the styrofoam, I'm good.
Sorry, that sound was like.
Oh.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
It's pretty cool.
I'm not jealous at all.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's got some weight to him too. Can I just take this off right here?
Right there with you, Benny.
Oh my god. Woo! All right, so here he is. Oh my god. This thing is freaking. Oh my god. You got to feel this thing. It's metal. Or at least large parts of it are. I'm sure it's not all metal. I'm sure they snuck
about
it.
8%.
Yeah. Oh my god. Here, let's set him up. About to whoop somebody's ass here. There you go. Yeah.
Man, that's shiny.
Yeah, he's extremely shiny. That's my Evangelion.
Take note, Super 7.
Was that the last one in the store that you bought?
No, they had more. As a matter of fact, I did the whole. I mean, it's not a thing that I've actually done before, but I literally brought the box up to the front, had the person start checking it out, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. What am I doing? And I went back and was like, then I brought it back and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it. Yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Yeah. So he's not. You can't even really like.
Let me.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
Gorgeous. I probably should get some better footage and just put it up on the channel. I need to listen. I need to get some mileage out of this one, boys.
Hey, Benny, if you grab one, pick me up one too, bro.
And
it's that's not something we can share.
It's at least it says it on the box that it's a Times Square Tamashii Nation store exclusive, or a Tamashii Nation store exclusive. I don't know if it's just Times Square.
So I just want to address how much at the store. Benny, we can't talk about those things here, man. That's something you DM him about.
Yeah.
I mean, I could say it, but I don't feel bad about saying it. It is what it is. Listen, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. Woo!
It's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I wish Super 7 knew how to do stuff like that.
Now, can you? Oh, I was gonna say, can you throw up that tangerine you got sitting next to him? I'm just curious about how big.
Hold on a second. You got to watch out with her boots. Can you tell? Yeah, I don't know. You can't hear. Let me.
Oh yeah, he's got a.
Oh yeah, he's a good.
Okay.
Shoot, 10 inches. What do you think?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Something like that.
I think so fucking badass.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pay no attention to my laundry over there. That way. That's my laundry. It's mostly folded right there, though.
No attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Yeah. So there we go. All right, boys. What do you think? Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
One thing I missed. Sorry.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
There it is.
Here we go.
Although it did do it significantly less this time than the last time.
Yeah. Tiger Sharks. Speaking of Super 7. Ooh, baby. So here's the thing about Tiger Sharks. In my life, as far as I know, I've never owned a tiger shark. I don't even really remember watching the cartoon. But I've known about tiger sharks for a long time. The fact that among, like, if you go, like, down, like, the pantheon, the pyramid of those LJN properties, Rankin Bass properties, Thundercats, Silverhawks, Tiger Sharks, like, the fandom and the popularity and knowledge about them goes down, right? Mm-hmm. So Tiger Sharks are, like, all the way down the bottom. So it's kind of a silly, ridiculous thing to be making. And it makes me so happy that it's getting made. Now, the downside is that ultimate prices now are $65 each. $65 each. What's up, dude?
Damn. Until they hit clearance.
Yes. Coming. All right. Mr. Hedgehog's being called now, right now. But this was the last thing I wanted to show anyway. Tiger Sharks. As you can see, I'm being sharked off the stage.
Play with me.
Okay. Yes, Mrs. Hedgehog's been left alone for too long. I love you, baby. Say something cute.
I play with me. I said it was cute already.
You were cute already. She's right. She was cute already. All right. So that's it. Any final thoughts on Tiger Sharks?
And I have no connection to the property. I'm happy for those that have been waiting for this. So
yeah. All right. Sorry. I was having too much fun with my friends and my purple metal guy and Tiger Sharks. So that's it. Curtis, Purple Gang tonight.
Yep. And then tomorrow I will be doing a YouTube customizing studio. So I will be live tomorrow afternoon. And then tomorrow night, I was supposed to be traveling, but travel got canceled because of all this weather. So we will have a show tomorrow night, Shooting the Shelf. We have Jeremy DeWitt and Pete McCarthy on.
Oh, super
We're
cool.
going to be talking about all the reasons why you need to be at MesquiCon and you're gonna really miss out if you're not there. So
and a little
looking at you,
Glyos
Ryan.
too. Maybe we
Yeah,
can get
looking
me
at you.
some of those purple, some of those pink and blue translucent parts. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Rhino, anything going on with you, buddy?
No, probably just gonna eat and then watch some movies until the blizzard. What was the last blizzard? Whatever. Who gives a shit until the blizzard hits?
Saturday night's main event tonight too, for anybody that's interested.
Oh, all right.
The card's not that great, but we'll see. So, all right. So check it out. Purple Gang Gang tonight at 9:00. Tomorrow we got Shooting the Shelf. And what time is the YouTube customizing studio tomorrow?
1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. All right, cool. All right. Thanks everybody for stopping by in the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who will check us out on the replay. It always surprises me how many people do that. And until next time, don't forget the number one rule. It's the number one rule, which is
be cool.
Later.
So I'll see you guys in November.